All right, this is Bonsai Anonymous, and I just got my exercise today. I carried this thing. Get the camera on here. No, it wasn't. It wasn't because on. Okay. Anyway, I have no idea what's happening with it. There we go. And is my hand going to appear? Yes. Okay, good. Sorry about that. So anyway, this is my exercise of the day, was carrying this over here. Now, you might think that it's really fragile, and it possibly is, because it's made out of t-shirts. You know, this is all t-shirts. So it kind of hangs over like my t-shirt hangs over my belt. And I've been looking at it, watering it, and it's damp. It doesn't need to be watered today. In fact, I'm not going to water today. I think it might rain. Anyway, so I decided I would take this over here and look at it, clean it up a little bit, and because it hasn't got nothing on. Well, wait a second. Suriname cherry, potted, what, 6, 7? Wow, that's a long time ago. June. It doesn't even have a year, so I'm not thinking it's going to be last year. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my new Great Rook. I almost said a bad word. Yeah, I say bad words nowadays. So what we're going to look when we do this is first we're going to get rid of some of these artillery plants, especially these that are, I think they're pretty much dead. I like the ones that grow out of the bottom, so I'm not taking those. So we're going to go around here and get these artillery plants out of here so we can see. After that, we'll try something else. Okay, and get rid of all the leaves. This sits over by a bird feeder, so of course it's got bird seeds growing in it. Now, that root, I don't know what to do with him, but I'm going to put him over here because I kind of would like to see him do something, like, you know, do one of these root things. Okay, so maybe if I do him like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave him right like that for the moment. There's another one that probably needs to be helped. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a nice big old rock from my yard. It's huge. And can't tell you what kind of rock this is. We have it a lot in Florida. I think it's limestone from the beach, maybe. But I think they're just really attractive rocks, and they have lots of spots to put things. I'm not sure I want to do this one because I think I'm going to put him under there, like here, like that. Now, I think I may be foolish thinking that these are going to actually come out and grow. I may be. Well, I am. Yeah, I am foolish. But, okay, so we're going to put him like that. And one other thing I'm going to do while I'm here is I'm going to do some work with these tweezers, see how they work. One problem that I have, of course, is that I shake. And so when you shake, everything is a moving target. Your coffee cup, your mouth, everything's a moving target. And if you act quickly, you can get your coffee in your mouth or whatever. Now that one has a little seed on it, and that's all right. But I'm going through here like I say I know what I'm doing. Just getting rid of all the stuff, and then I'm going to go through and scrape it a little with the other end of this thing. I'm not taking any of these artillery plants out on here. I want them all going up there. I should probably try to plant those up there too. Let's see here. So we can get you in one of these spots. How about right there? Let's see here. You're dead. So we're going to put you right in there. And just see how you do. Okay, I think that's a better use for these. That one's dead. Okay, so continue with the tweezers. I bent these apart a little, and together a little bit the other day by mistake. And that was a mistake. So for me, doing this is it's very relaxing. Even though I'm shaking and all that, it's still relaxing. And here's a piece of corn. That's not going to go. I'll leave it in there. He's yellow. Okay, more rocks. Okay, we're going to continue on around here. You're dead. You're out. I'll take the ones that are really dead and give them to the turtles. They love them. So we see sunflower seed husks in here, and because it's right under the bird feeder. And so there's always stuff growing in here. Fortunately, it doesn't grow very well, the bird seed, for some reason. I mean, it's getting plenty of water. There's no doubt of that. But it doesn't grow very well in here. Okay, so we're going to take you off. Actually, we're taking you out. A little too gross. Okay, yeah, you too. And you too. I don't know why the artillery plants grow so well in some situations and not well in the others. For example, I thought I could bring some inside because I like the way they look. They're delicate a little bit, and no, I couldn't take it inside. It lasted a little while, and then it died. So there's something about that. That's probably the humidity is too low, or I don't know. Okay, so when I get around here to raking, I'm going to rake some dirt up above here. And can I do that? Can I hold it down like that? Yeah, more or less. It's all right. This is one of the ends of the wires that is holding this whole mess together. So I will endeavor to pretend that this is a twire, so I'm running it around a little. Okay, so he might be okay. I'm taking him around here to the corner. You know, all these dead pieces of carrots. You didn't really want to be in there, did you? Obviously not. Okay, well, you're out here now. That was a good try. All right. Pieces of roots that made it over here but no farther have to go. That one went quite a ways, but he wasn't connected at the other end, so I don't think his future is good. Okay, I'm going to leave the sunflower seeds that don't catch, that aren't too gross here. I'm leaving the corn too, sorry. All right, so this pot was made when I was experimenting with old t-shirts and doing things with them. And I don't know that the way I do it is any kind of way to do it, because there, okay. I don't know that any of them did what I did, where you, I'm sure some did. I'm not original, but where you just take the t-shirt and kind of drape it over and coat it in concrete. I mean, it's coated in concrete, so it's not totally like it was when I wore it, but let's get that out of there. That's a big one. Some of them do better than others, I guess, in the seed wars. But what they normally do with them is cover them with concrete so that you really can't. What am I trying to say? It's not obvious that they're made out of t-shirts, because the flowing designs and the way they're symmetrical, and they managed to use the t-shirts to make a really cool design. That's nice. Okay, so can you see that up to from here to here? I don't know if you can. From here to here is much better, much better. It looks like it means something now. You know, even though this t-shirt thing is so weird. Keep going here. So making YouTube videos is a really good thing to do if you like to talk to yourself. And listening to, I talk to myself all day, whether it's a video or not. And I like me because I listen to me. And that's a rarity. It's a rarity to find someone that will listen to you. And I do. I listen to myself. And you know why I do is because my wife says, are you listening to yourself? And that she says that when I'm doing something that is not that great. We've been married for a long time. In June, it's going to be 48 years. And that's a long time, I think. I worked at FAU for 35. That's a long time. I'm taking an hour to do the route, go around this plant. That's not such a long time. This is mental health time, okay? And it works great. Okay, I'm not going to pull the root out of it. Let's look to that. No, I really don't want that. All these leaves I can take. And sooner or later, they'd all be compost if I left them in here. And I'm sure some of them are already. I mean, it's been in here almost a year. So that's okay. You know, the ground is compost. Speaking of that, I know that no one listens to this, but in case anyone does, and you have any experience with using duck manure for fertilizer, please let me know, because I've been looking at that on the internet, and I don't know if you know. You probably don't, but I have. We used to rescue birds, and we had in this yard many ducks, and not many more. We have, since my health took a dive, which I guess so it happens, but since my health took a dive, we've stopped taking birds, and that's going to lead me to another tangent here in a minute, I hope, if I can remember it. Driving is the tangent. So anyway, we rescue birds, and at one time we had 3 broods of ducks in our yard. This is years and years ago. And I knew it wasn't up to code. We were rescuing ducks. People were calling us, and we were picking them up and then taking them down to a sanctuary, you know, when there was time. We were in there. And I even went across the state with ducks to deliver them to people who could care for them. And I should be clear, these are ducks, these are muscovy ducks. And if you watch my video very often, you'll see some muscovy ducks in our yard. There's plenty of them. No, that's not true. There's 3 of them. There were as many as 20 in here, maybe more. I seem to inflate that number as we go, so it probably wasn't that many, but I had to clean up after them, so it felt like more than 20. Thinking back to what I did in those days, I built a duck tractor to hold the ducklings, because we were rescuing mama ducks that had ducklings, and or would have ducklings. Okay, so people were telling us there's an injured duck, and a lot of them are injured. You know, and I say, if you can catch the duck, then let me know, because if you can't catch it, there's nothing any of us can do. But anyway, we had many ducks here, and this is all heading back around to duck poop, because I am so experienced with duck poop. It's unbelievable how much experience. I might have a ton of experience with duck poop over the years. We used to help down at, oh, where's the scissors? I used to help down at Duck Haven. And Eunice, who as far as I know is still rescuing ducks, she's a fan of the muscovy duck, as am I. Because the musky duck, if there was a duck underdog, it would be a muscovy. Nobody likes them. You know, they're the ones with the red carbuncle on the top of their head, which I find attractive, but some people don't. I think I managed to kill some of these with too much water, these little artillery plants. It's kind of what I'm feeling right now as I'm doing this. But it's a little too heavy. Of course, the rock is not light. So, on the other hand, these plants seem to be doing all right in whatever I'm doing. I'm trying to take some of the stuff off the top. If I had some green aquarium gravel, which I don't right now, if I did, I would put green on this, or dark green around here. I think it would look nice. Okay, so we have artillery plants that aren't doing well, and they're going to the turtles. In fact, I should take all the ones that aren't doing well out of here, because they're not coming back. These don't come back. They don't come back. All right, so we're coming out too. What we will have left for sure is some of these ones that are growing out the side or the bottom. Some of them are doing really well. Not all of them. Okay, so as we turn around, we'll look at those two. Still more seeds going in here, and it's a nice long root. At one time, I had it facing a different direction. I had this as the front, and I may still go back to that because you can see the nice roots here, and these seem to be doing something. But around here is where the big root of this plant is. So I'm not sure. Okay, so now we're going to make this up a little bit. This is something that I'm not sure is a great idea, what I'm doing right now. It's kind of like trying to like clear out the roots without taking the plant out of the pot. And then of course you find some like that. And, okay. I've come to learn that all the roots aren't necessary. No, they're not necessary. And I have a feeling that perhaps this ground has been a little compacted a little too long. So at a certain point, I'm going to have to learn how to do a repot on one of these. And this will be challenging, I think it will be, because of this pot. And this rock is so heavy. But I'm not doing that today. I'm just going to do this. This is muck right here. And what it's used for is to hold down plants that are on a rock. So this mook was probably all over here. You can see that up here the bark looks different from down here, and I think that's because this bark has just recently come out from behind the dirt. And more to do this guy here too. I want to get him down in there somehow, but I am going to do it. Okay, so I just get a bunch of dirt, put them in there like that. And if I had a rock, I would put a rock in it. And there's certainly rocks in it. The whole thing of rocks. Is it right there? Almost. And there's a rock. I kind of like this guy. He's going right there. And he's going to let that one go in. And you are going in. Okay, now that I've done this, the next thing, I think, since I'm not repotting it though, I'm going to put a little more bonsai soil in on top, because I think what happens with these, and I'm not sure why really, but what happens with these is gradually, I think I do know why, gradually the watering makes it settle in and kind of get cutting a few of the roots up again. But I kind of want them to keep going farther. And okay, so that's pretty good for there. Everything that needs to be in. Trying to cover them all up. Okay. Okay, so that it's tighter anyway, you know? It's tighter. Okay, we'll go around here, do the same thing. So take a look at the difference. This is dry, it hasn't been watered, but I don't think it really needs to be watered. I think they're down low, it's wet as can be. The whole thing feels like it's full of water. But then, so I'm getting the bonsai soil kind of up close to the edge of the pot, the rim. And that doesn't bother me very much because sooner or later it will be rinsed away over the side, any that's not necessary. Okay, so we're going to do that. Well, you can come out. You are going to go in. Doesn't seem like you are, but you are. I figured that if I talk to them, I can convince them. You know, if they're not really helping me. And there's some more down there, some more dead. That's a real sunken spot right there. Lots of plants over here that I don't want. Well, a nice sunken spot with lots of roots, so we're going to fill that in. For once, I have bonsai soil made, and that is might be a first. I normally start the camera running before I look, and then I find out I don't have it. And you might say, why don't you just make up a couple gallons and have it around? Oh, that would be a good idea. But I don't seem to do it. I seem to do like a half gallon at a time. Okay, so now we have to decide what the front is, and I think that the next time I pot it, okay, so what I really like here is for this to be going up and not across. I'm going to move this around so you can see it. Hope you can. So, hello, are you there? Anyway, this part is going across there. Okay, so to use Peter's method, which I think is a good one, if you want to get rid of a branch, you put something in front of it so that you can't see it. That's going to be bent that way. Okay, so this is going to be like this instead. It'll be bent over like this, maybe out to the front of it. But this piece, see, I don't think there's any saving it. So we'll just clip them off and let them go. Okay, so this is waste. Now we're going to bend him over a little like this with some wire. Right? Or that right? Yeah, because the new front of the tree is going to be here when we get it repotted. Maybe. Okay, so anyway, is it going to be better that way? Yeah, it's better that way. And probably I should have left the other one on, but now, since it was going down, this is a pad. Okay, so we're going to make a pad out of it. Notice how fast I changed my mind? It's almost like I'm not thinking in the first place. Okay, so what are we going to do with that? Enough? Things out. See what they look like. I don't really have a good system to store wire. I have this thing I made out of a milk carton that the spools fit on pretty well. That's not a good design yet, but I'm working on it as we go. And so far, I'm happy that I haven't bought a $200 one from Japan. I don't know, maybe Japanese people don't buy boats or something, maybe expensive bonsai stuff is what they do. I mean, I've never been to Japan, and I only know a couple of Japanese people, and I don't think they're into bonsai, so asking them would not make too much sense. Okay, so this is a piece of used wire, and I think using wire over again is no problem. But now let me look again and see what I want to do with this. Bringing him down like that. Then I may end up putting another small piece in to do that, but I think maybe it'll come up on its own. What do I need to do that? Okay, so first of all, I'll just do a few things to tidy this up, if I can. What you do, I think what I'm doing is making it more obvious the trunk design. All these little, I think sometimes they call them suckers, and I can't see how any of these are going to help me where they are. That one's another one that's probably not going to help me. Let me just see. So yeah, he can't go. But thing around the back. Oh. What I hope is that this plant has been in here long enough and is secure enough that I can do this. I'm always worried about it. You know, what am I killing? And of course, there's merit to that worry. What you do is walk around here and you can see it. But I kind of like that leaf. So we're going to get rid of him. We're going down. So you're out of here. Oh, that's hard. Let's really get in. All right. So that looks a little more tidy. Right now. I'll let these go. I don't really know what they're going to do. They might come up here and go, you know, like that. That would be nice. Yeah. Okay. I think I might, yeah, now that I'm wiring, I might as well wire. I might as well wire like it's going to be ultimately. This is going to be a pad, this is going to be a pad, and this is going to be a pad, all three. Okay. Let's start with these two. I was going to say this wood is pretty, so it's sturdy, but then as soon as I say that, I'll break it. And usually it's not the wood's fault that I broke it. I'm probably doing this incorrectly. That's what's really happening. All right, so we're going to not do it quite so tight. And you are going to go all the way around like this. There, and up over that. See, maybe I won't need any more. We'll see. This is coming out pretty well. And as you do it, okay, so he's going to go like that. Okay, good. And I think maybe he could go like this. And you can go down like this. Okay, so that goes down. There we go. Just a little more. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here, and I may not have put strong enough wire in it, is make make an S shape here, because this one side up sort of has an S shape. And make an S shape here and bring it forward a little. Okay. And now we got to do U. And we're going to do U. It's going to be tricky. I had a nice piece of wire there that I thought I could use. What did I do with it? What's this on the ground? Is that going to do it? No, I don't think it is. The wood is a little flexible. But not very much, not really flexible. Okay, that's too much. I think I could do it with this wire. Let's see if that will work. Yeah. Can you see that? I hope you can. This. I saw Peter Chen do this one time, only once. I don't know why, but maybe he changed his mind about it. But he said, "Is the wire bending or is the tree bending?" And right now the tree's bending, so this wire will work. So we need to have enough to go around that one and this one. We'll do it this way. I wasn't planning on doing any wiring or clipping on this. I was just going to clean it up. And looking at it, I decided I might as well do something. Okay, so you're going to still go down more. Down more. And so that's not bad. Okay, so you need to do this around here, like this. I'm not sure this is how it's supposed to be done, but I'm trying to do it. Okay, so it's going to be tricky because there's not that much room, and I need a little bit more wire than there's room. Okay, all right, don't break. The wire won't break if the tree won't break if you support the wire. Okay, we're going to just bring it down. that. And then I'm going to put this under here, like this. And I'm going to bend you down and bend you up. All right. Okay. Okay, what do you think? I mean, this is the front. That's the front. Let me look at it. Am I getting anything in the picture? Yeah, that's the front right there. This is so wonderful. If I used it, for those of you who don't have an iPhone, and I'm not being hoity-toity here. This one cost me $35. It's the very first one they made. I'm not in the position to buy a 14 or 15 or whatever it is by now. Because this has got to go under. Okay. All right, I don't know that burying a root like that in bonsai soil will bring it back. I don't know, but so far it doesn't really look to me like this needs a lot of bringing back. Okay, so all right. Now this one, now that I've done it, has to be brought back here. This, and then this is conflicting. Now that's out of there. That little one is not going to work. You can just pinch leaves to bring them off, to get them off the tree, by grabbing them and doing that. But like that's one that I could do, but it's coming off from a bend going out way. So potentially it could be a small pad there. And so if I was going to pull that leaf off, I would pull it this way, get right close to the branch and pull it outward on the branch. Because if I pull it this way, it's going to peel some of the bark off. I don't really want that. Okay, this has to be turned a little more. Okay. All right, so I'm going to let that go that way. And why am I not doing anything with this? Well, that's simple. This is the new apex. And this tree, let me turn it around here. What I would like is this tree to be like this, with this apex up here and these two pad things going out like that. And then when I repot it, it will it'll be cool. Okay, so that's that one. I'm done with that one. Let's look at this guy over here. I don't really even know. It's got to be a strangler fig. Okay, so let me just turn it around here a little. Right. What happens with these is that there's some sort of, I think it's a bug really, that comes in and eats them. And what I'm going to do here is take it back to where I find a bud or a spot that really doesn't have too many problems, and I cut it off and let it go from there. There's one here too. And that was still green, so it could have come back, but we don't need it. All right, now let's look at it from the front. Yeah, boy, that thing is heavy. Okay, now. This is really got to be done farther than it is. A lot farther. Okay. Now, that's not going to fill. I might, if one comes off here, I'll take it. Still want this to be turned this way more. Get that piece of wire out here. There it is. Okay. All right. Now, more ball down now. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's not how I want it. It's got to be out. Like this. All right. Okay, that's kind of how I want it. I want it flat this way, and some of these leaves may go, but I'm going to turn it a little more, put it a little down. All right, that's the best one so far. And looking at it from this angle, I can see it. I can see it. This one's in the back. It's not really participating in this little extravaganza so far, but it might when it gets bigger. Okay, there's that. We can do something with that when it gets bigger. We could do something with that when it gets bigger, but not right now. Okay, and this tree was going to have an apex too, and it's right there. Let's see if I can show you. That is the apex of this tree, and it's going to go up high, and then what we'll have, I hope, is a triangle in front, this tree, and then a triangle in the back, a little higher up, if that makes any sense. Okay, so now we have to redo how the front is in this tree. And that's not going to be that hard. I'm just going to put it out there. Okay, this is a, what is it? A Suriname cherry. I pretty almost decided, and it's late to come to this conclusion, but pretty much decided that I'm not going to buy any more plants. I bought a lot of plants and seeds, on the internet, and my success with them has been very low. Cleaned and wired in 3, is it today the 28th? Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Well, that's not going to answer my last name, so I'll say 28. Okay, so he needs to be right in the front. So remember where the front is. Yep, that's it. Well, let's see if we can do that. That's good. Okay. And this little red thing means, it doesn't look very red, does it? No. It means that it was fertilized in the last go-round. And it was fertilized in the last go-round. Okay, so we got a few roots that we covered up and held down. One thing I haven't done yet, maybe some of these down here that look a little, my new word of the week is testy. They look testy. That's what they say when they're exploring a mine and the ground ahead or the planks ahead or the ladders ahead or whatever are not exactly confidence inspiring, and so they say it looks testy. And some of these look testy. So I got rid of some of that. That was one that's not even hooked to anything. Okay, so I don't get rid of it. I really don't, because totally, very seldom, especially on something like this. That's supposed to look like, see, my plant comes apart in my hands when I grab it. But down here, I don't know if you can see that, but down there is pretty much a solid piece of concrete on the bottom. Maybe not, but it's solid enough. The whole thing was made inside of an aluminum roasting pan, which I probably have around or something still. And I first of all, I sprayed it inside with, this is a long time ago, long before I was making videos, so I'll just tell you how I did it. I sprayed it with, sprayed the pan with PAM. That's what I used to keep it from sticking. And then I draped it with, then I put concrete in first, and then I put, t-shirts in, one at a time. That's coming out of here. I think it is. There we go. T-shirts in one at a time, and drape them over here. And they're still there. They're still there. And if I wanted to, I could go back and put more concrete on them. But I don't think that really is necessary. We got all sorts of moss and junk growing on here, and it looks like it's part of nature. So I'm not going to change it. But I am going to change the front next time. That looks better. This is not going to end up going back this way, I don't think, unless it goes down. But let's not bend it right now, although good enough bending. Okay, now what do we do with this after we're done? Usually what I like to do is give it a little water, but I don't really have any water here. It's kind of sucks. I usually have some. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. This tree, if you go back to the beginning of the video, you'll see that this tree actually looks like it's something now, regardless of the funky pot. And my only problem now is to make it back over there without falling. Okay? So while I'm thinking about it though, I'm going to put my front sign on here. How does it look? You might have seen that just now. I'm holding this in my hand and all of a sudden it goes to the ground. And that's a sign of spontaneous muscle. I don't know, no one can tell me what it is, but it happens to me 100 times a day. Holding on something and looking, all of a sudden it's on the floor. And my hand just relaxes without my telling it to. So I drop things all the time. I have to be very careful about what I pick up. You know, my granddaughter, I don't really feel like I can carry her around. She doesn't bounce very well. She doesn't react to bouncing on the ground on her head. So I don't pick her up very seldom. If I do, it's like an inch off the ground. Yesterday she wandered into the bird room, which is where we have birds and ducks and everything, and she's walking around in there, which she's really not supposed to be in. It's not totally sanitary, but I had to go in there and pick her up and carry her around and show her all the birds. And I thought that was risky. I managed to not drop her. I think concentrating really hard on one thing like that can help me. But most of the time I'm holding on to the thing with one hand and looking with the other, and this hand just goes. Okay, so we want to put our little symbol here. I don't know if it'll write on this the way it is. We'll try. Doesn't really fit in the with the copper and the gold background. Okay, that doesn't really do it very well. So we'll put it over here too. Maybe. I said I know a couple of Japanese people, and I do, but they're not here. My friend Mac, I don't know where he is. He taught up at Indian River for a while. He may still be doing that. After he left FAU and graduated with his master's and stopped being my TA and he actually directed the jazz band for a while. And did a great job. Anyway, we used to go eat sushi and really had a lot of fun. But I'm not in touch with him anymore, so I can't ask him. And I don't know that he knows, he probably does, I don't know. But I don't know that he knows Japanese characters. No reason for him to, really. I think, well, that's not true. I think a lot of things are labeled in Japanese. And, okay, I want to give the turtles this and say, Bonsai Anonymous out.